Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? It's Joe and Keisa, or this is Joe.
And I'm Keisa.
Right. We always start off laughing. Yeah.
Because you're always doing something.
Yeah, I guess I am doing something.
But hi, everybody. Yeah, in the land of the living in the outside where I've not been all week. And, we're about to tell you why.
Yeah. Well, everybody, earlier this week, we both got COVID. I believe that I got it first.
He gave it to me.
And I gave it to her, because we're in
just gotta show
close proximity.
That's the love.
All the time. But, we want to talk about, this is relevant because of our vows that we've taken when we got married. One of them is in sickness and in health. And
by the way, that's the title of this episode.
Yeah, in sickness,
and in health.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Let me give the stat, babe.
Yeah.
So over the last 12 months, there have been 117,000 cases of COVID, resulting in 924 deaths. This is just for Forsyth County alone. Here, as we are in our lovely Winston, this is fresh, today's numbers. Mm-hmm. And they don't know about us because we did self-test.
Right.
So we're not in those actual stats, but we are counted in that number. 117,000 this year. It doesn't seem like a lot considering there are now 8 billion of us on the planet. Mm-hmm. But every 924 of those deaths, I'm sure, was felt by many. Yeah. So COVID is still relevant. We still need to maintain social distance and mask when possible. Because when Joe got sick, I didn't think COVID. His was very mild.
Yeah.
But when I started getting sick and my nurse wheels started turning, I said, well, let me test. And my test was, you got so much COVID that you don't need to wait 15 minutes. We know it's COVID.
Yeah.
But take it away, babe, because I'm about to cough.
And I had even gone to work that day. I was actually feeling better because when I think that I first got it, I didn't realize what it was. I thought it was just a cold because it started off with a scratchy throat. And I've always, whenever I start feeling sick, I immediately start taking medicine, and usually I'm not sick more than a day or two. And my symptoms were very mild. I think the next day after that happened, I started feeling extremely fatigued, but I just took medicine and just relaxed and went to sleep. And I actually was starting to feel better. So, but fast forward, I went to work, and Keisa called me, which is out of the ordinary. She usually doesn't call me at work, and told me that she tested positive. So I immediately, told my supervisor and came on home. And of course, I tested positive, but my test, it was not.
It was faint.
Yeah,
so he was
faint.
On the mend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like Keisa said, it affected us differently, due to our different medical histories. She has some conditions that kind of aggravated it and made it a lot worse because it got so bad. I think it was the second or the third day. Yeah,
it was the second day I ended up going to the hospital. I have asthma. I'm a diabetic. So it really triggered my asthma symptoms. I was very wheezy, very tight, coughing. My ribs hurt, which made, when I coughed, my head echoed in my head. It triggered migraines. Mm-hmm. So COVID just played into all of my other issues that it could possibly affect. Because of not being able to get open and breathe, I had to go on a steroid, which, if you're diabetic, that it will run your sugar up. I think before I got home, my blood sugar was 500 after that injection. Mm-hmm. So I had to take a bunch of insulin. I'm already feeling yucky. I'm fatigued. I'm having a hot flash. It made my hot flashes worse.
Your hot flashes were having hot flashes?
They literally were. Uh-huh. It has not been fun, but thank God I am on the mend.
Yeah.
Joe has been taking such good care of me.
Yeah.
And as we were talking about, this is why this episode is dedicated to In Sickness and in Health. It has been a labor of love, and he's loved doing it. I can definitely feel and see that he has enjoyed this time because I'm usually on the go. I hold me down and hold him down, and we hold it down, and everybody good. He has really been waiting on me hand and foot. He's fed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the food, she wanted some oatmeal the first day because she was, wanting to fill up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't see that comment. It's not showing.
That's not a comment.
Oh, that was something else.
It's a notification.
Oh, it's a notification. So, I make oatmeal a certain kind of way, and I started saying, well, I'm the oatmeal whisperer because she's been eating oatmeal almost every morning.
I have ate it every morning.
Yeah, that's right. You have every morning since last Wednesday. I've had, although you did have eggs and bacon with your
the
oatmeal.
I've had sausage with my oatmeal, but it's been oatmeal. I feel like Bubba Gump. I've had oatmeal with blueberries, oatmeal with blackberries, oatmeal with blackberries and raspberries. I've had oatmeal with sausage, oatmeal with eggs. It's all been great, but it definitely warmed me from the inside out, and got me going.
Then the popcorn,
yes.
So I'm the oatmeal whisperer, the popcorn whisperer,
and the
tea because she's been drinking lemon ginger tea with honey, and this. What is it? Bigelow is the brand. And we're not endorsing any brand, but this particular brand has probiotics in the tea as well. So I highly recommend drinking this tea for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah. Even with my gut issues prior to COVID, that my hormones were affecting me. Mm-hmm. I haven't had any problems with that during this. I count that a blessing because everything else that could go wrong tried to do it.
Yeah.
But this right here lets me know that we have still got to be about our business when it comes to COVID. Yeah. Like you said, the symptoms went from mild to pretty severe. Yeah. For me, I've been sleeping, sitting up one of those arm pillows most nights, just so I can get enough air. Yeah. Fortunately, my pulse oxygen saturation didn't drop too low, and I was able to get through it. But it is serious. It's not anything that I would take for a joke or I don't want to get it again. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go back to being safer about my protocol for distancing. Yeah,
that's definitely, I think, everyone probably feels the same way. We've been dealing with this thing since 2020. Here it is 2022 going into 2023. I know lots of people, myself included, I'm so tired of having to wear a mask and thinking about social distancing, want to be able to go back to the way it was. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to go back to the way it was.
Yeah, the way COVID is evolving and changing, I think it's here, pretty much to stay. Yeah. And hopefully it will take away less and less people. However, I think it is still something that we have to be worried about. And considering we're going into flu season, and pneumonia weather, it's 80 degrees one day, then it's 54. Mm-hmm. We got enough on our plate, so everybody just please remember to be mindful.
Yeah, and don't forget, it's the holidays. We've got Thanksgiving.
You got family coming.
And we've got Christmas, and it's a time when families come together. Yeah. But we still have to remain vigilant. I'm not telling anybody not to spend time with their family. We're going to do it, but we're going to be a little bit more mindful of these protocols.
And if anybody is sick and you know it, kind of got to put them in a room like I was.
Yeah. Now, that was the other thing, we just recently celebrated our 6-month anniversary. In fact, it was the day before she really got sick. Mm-hmm. And
I was feeling bad that night, though. Remember?
Yeah, you weren't.
I was feeling bad. It was coming then.
Yeah, and so we isolated ourselves from each other because even though I was probably getting over it. She was just really
I was just
getting it, and I didn't want to myself get reinfected. So she's in the bedroom, and I'm out here in the living room sleeping on the couch, and after a couple of days, it started to wear me down a little bit. Just those simple things. Just being in the bed, being in the same room together. The conversation. She was making fun of me earlier today because I was just in there, just just talking,
just enjoying it. I could tell he was like, "Woo! I've been waiting all week to tell you some stuff." But that's a main part of our relationship, the conversation.
Yeah.
I love for my mind to be stimulated that way. If you got good conversation and you know some stuff about some stuff, we can click. Yeah. So he been missing me. We've been peeping at each other, walking around peeping at each other. And I throw my mask on when he come around the corner as soon as I remember. Because he'll come in there and I'm just like, oh yeah, let me. And I throw my mask on. Because I'm pretty sure I got it from him. Yeah. But just in case we happen to catch a couple different strains, we don't want to infect each other again. Yeah. This has been an ordeal. But we also vowed and promised before God that we would do this thing for better or for worse, rich or poor, in sickness and in health.
And, this could be, I know for some people, it could be something that could cause a lot of division. It could cause resentment. When you're used to somebody being up and about and doing things, it can wear you down. But, fortunately, my love language is acts of service. So I was just in my element, being able to serve her and care for her, But like I've told some other people, she takes such good care of me. And so I relish in the opportunity to care for her.
And we talk about the love languages and how to learn how to love your partner the way they need. But in this case, he got to love me in his love language, which is a bonus. Yeah. Yes, knowing your partner's love language is important. Knowing how to love them so that they feel and see the love is too. But when I'm down, he got to show me his love his way. And it was beautiful. Yeah. He's been taking really good care of me. Yeah. The scripture says, 1 Timothy 5:8 says, but if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. Yeah. We took our vows seriously. Yeah. And I'm sure that all of you others who have taken those vows, you know that it's priceless and it's valuable. And it would not do us justice not to put each other ahead of ourselves. Yeah. So this has truly been a time to feel grateful, to be thankful, to have each other. Because when it's his turn, I'm game. And he's definitely shown me his love on this week. I just want you all to be mindful and remember, care for your loved ones. Yeah. Tomorrow's not always promised. Yeah. You don't always get a do-over or to go back and to get to say that thing you meant to say. So make your heart known. Let your loved ones know how special they are and how much you value them. Yeah. And hold fast to the promises of God and the promises you make to each other.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say one other thing about, in relation to your vows, we see that a lot of marriages, I think it's among Christians, the divorce rate is 60%, which is almost counterintuitive. You would think that we would have more success than the average, but I want to encourage and remind you or be mindful of two things. And what we do, we are committed not to each other or not only to each other, but we are committed to our marriage. Our marriage is more important than us individually or collectively. Because there are times when your spouse, you don't like them, you get mad or whatever, or they're just stupid. That's usually me being stupid.
Or stubborn.
Or stubborn.
He's got the lock on that.
Yeah. But the commitment to the marriage. So even when we're in our feelings and all these things, we're going to say, well, you stupid today, but we're not breaking up because the marriage is more important. And the other thing I wanted to say was be mindful of the covenant, because I don't think a lot of times people are instructed in that or even consider that in a marriage. When you get married, you are actually making a covenant between you, your spouse, and God. And any kind of covenant, if you break it, there's a penalty.
Yeah.
And that's something that I consider. I do not want to break a covenant with the Most High God, because there's going to be a penalty I'll pay.
Yeah, the word says don't even do it.
Yeah.
Rather you not make that covenant than make it and break it.
Yeah.
So that's important. It is important.
Yeah. So these are the things that we just wanted to share with you and kind of share our experience and how we kind of dealt with it. It was kind of crazy because, not being able to just talk and be in the same room, or even just a simple thing of sleeping together.
And we're touchy feeling.
Yeah.
So not to have to restrain yourself from just, because I'll walk up to him in a minute, just get a big old hug and not think about it. I had to purposefully think about it.
Yeah.
But before I go, I will say, when I test negative tomorrow, Keith's Kitchen is going to be back open.
Yes.
There will be food. And if you know somebody who's alone on this holiday and they need a hot meal this week, please direct message me if you're in the Winston area. I would love to help.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say, babe. You want to close this out?
Well, as always, remember the 3 R's. Respect yourself, respect others, and always, always take full responsibility for your actions. We love you, and we pray that you have a happy Thanksgiving. And remember these protocols. You don't want to end up infecting someone and they pass away because you didn't take this thing seriously. All right, we'll be back next Sunday at 7 p.m. And until then, we want to let you guys know we love you and we appreciate you. Later.